Past, Present, and Future Leadership by Shelby Willis. I am 20 years ago, I began my teaching career, and the technology I had or didn't have was basically not much of anything. I didn't have a cell phone. There was no computer in my classroom for the teacher. I did have one at home, but it was a word processing only computer. It was hooked to a printer to print papers. I used Print Artist as a graphic. That was the software I used to make graphics to cut out and glue onto worksheets. And I had a shared TV with a VCR that I shared with many other teachers in the pod. We also had IBM computers that ran the Jostens program, and the kids really didn't love that. Now the children and I use technology every day. We have 2 teacher computers for planning and instruction. The children and I use technology every day. There's iPods for listening stations and for educational apps that we wrote a grant for. We have interactive whiteboard. We use it by the teachers and the students to view videos, play games, and interact with lessons. We use PowerPoint, mostly by the teacher for lesson introduction and for sharing information with staff and parents. Movie Maker is used by the teacher for lesson delivery, morning announcements, and documentation of student work. YouTube is used for instructional videos, music breaks, and educational clips. Class Dojo is used to keep track of discipline and document for RTI and for communication with parents to let them know what's going on. QR codes can be used in many ways, but we use them in the listening centers and sharing videos and apps with parents. Donors Choose is used to try to get supplies and instructional materials funded through the community. I have a friend that just got some iPads. Pinterest is used for ideas and instruction and classroom management. Great place for focus charts. Teachers Pay Teachers is used for instructional materials and ideas that you want to pay for. Animoto is a quick video making thing that has some nice backgrounds, and it's a good way to get your message across. Blooms is used for photo sharing, announcements, text messaging, scheduling conferences, and setting up for volunteering. Evernote. In the future, I really want to learn about Evernote and how to use it to plan for staff development. And I want to learn about, web blogs and how to use them. Edmodo, I've heard Edmodo, mostly in the upper grades. I'd love to see if I could bring that down into the little kids. Symbaloo, I've already started bringing down into my little kids. I put some reading games on my Symbaloo page. WordPress is what I'm using for my e-portfolio, so I've already done that, but I like to look at these other kinds of blogging options. Screencast and Screencast-O-Matic I've already started using, and there's some examples of that in my portfolio. Wiki, I've been looking at some wiki pages from my ISTE. Google, all the Google stuff, I did use Google Sites to make my first e-portfolio. I don't know much else about Google Sites. AudioBoo, anytime you can record, tag, and share audio, that's awesome. Creaza, teachers can use for assignments such as cartoon making. That's real big in the middle schools, having kids make cartoons. Skype, I've been using Skype for a while, but not professionally. I've been using it personally, and I'd like to expand that. Weebly, creating websites and blogs. Again, there's lots of different kinds of ways to do that. Quizlet's something I've seen my son in high school use. They make flashcards. It helps them study, and I'd like to look into that. Poplet, teacher can use this to capture and organize ideas. Yola, teacher can use this to create websites. I think as much as you can give them information-wise, that's great. Google Education. Our district doesn't use Google Education, but I know there's a lot of good web-based apps. Students can use Carrot Sticks for online math games. That's an app. Planboard. They can use this for lesson planning, collaboration, and resource sharing. Classrooms can use this for STEM activities. It's a 3D printer. In the future, I want to be using tools like Tapped In, where you participate in online education communities. Time Toast. Teachers and students can use this to make timelines. Timelines are so hard, and we actually teach that in kindergarten. Now, the children I use every day, we have 5 student machines for stations, Research and iStation. All logos from this video are pulled from Bing Images and Google Images. So I hope you've enjoyed learning what I want to do. Hopefully in the next part of my life, the next phase of my life, I'll be able to move on and do something in the ad building, something in the school building that's an instructional technologist, someone who's teaching teachers and kids how to use technology. My body's not going to hold out to be a kindergarten teacher much longer, so I need to have another option, which is why I was so happy to find this program. And hopefully, it's a love of mine. I love, love, love to teach kids new ways and new and inventive ways of doing things. So that's my hope for my future. Thanks.